Hook, she is the maid of honor at her sister's wedding and just found out she has been seated next to the ex who broke her heart. A 16-year-old whose stepfather threw him a birthday party with people he barely knows and called him ungrateful for not loving it. And a woman who found out her best friend of 6 years had been telling colleagues she only got promoted through office politics. 3 stories. 3 verdicts. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Confession Loop. These stories come from real everyday situations where the people closest to us sometimes hurt us the most. Drop your verdict in the comments after each one and let us know if you have ever been in a situation like these. Story 1, the wedding guest, setup, her sister is getting married in 3 months. She is the maid of honor and has taken it seriously from day one. Planning, organizing, being available whenever needed. She has shown up in every way she could. Last week her sister sent the final seating plan for approval. She looked through it carefully. Her ex-boyfriend was seated at her table. They dated for 2 years. He ended it 18 months ago. Suddenly. With very little explanation. She struggled significantly afterward. Her sister was one of the people she leaned on most during that time. Her sister knew exactly how much it had hurt and exactly how long it had taken her to get through it. She called her sister immediately. She was not asking for him to be uninvited. She was not asking for anything dramatic or complicated. She just wanted a different seat, her sister sighed. She explained that he was her husband's close friend and the seating plan was already complicated enough. She told her that 18 months was long enough to be over it and that she needed her to be mature about this for one day. She told her sister that healing does not come with a schedule. And that being maid of honor did not mean she had to spend the wedding reception sitting next to the person who broke her heart without warning. Her sister told her she was making the wedding about herself. She said she was asking for a different seat. They have not spoken properly since. She is asking Reddit, was she wrong? Top comments, Reddit was overwhelmingly on her side. The top comment said, you are not asking him to be removed. You are not causing a scene. You are asking for a different chair. The fact that this request caused a falling out says more about your sister than it does about you. Many people pointed out the specific cruelty of the situation. Her sister watched her grieve this breakup, leaned into that role as a support person, and then placed her next to the source of that grief at the most emotionally charged event of the year. Someone said, your sister knows exactly what that relationship cost you. She seated you there anyway and then called you immature for having feelings about it. That is not a seating chart issue. That is a consideration issue. Several people noted that a good seating plan can always accommodate one change. The resistance was not about logistics. It was about being told no to something completely reasonable. The most upvoted comment said, you are her maid of honor. You have given months of your time and energy to her wedding. The least she could do is give you a different chair. Verdict, not the asshole. Reddit said the request was so reasonable that the refusal to grant it was the real story here. Our next story is about a birthday, a stepfather who tried his best, and a teenager who just wanted to be asked first. Story 2, the stepfather, setup, he is 16 years old and his parents divorced when he was 9. His dad remarried 2 years later. His mom remarried last year. Her new husband Greg is not unkind. He just tries hard in ways that do not always land. He has a tradition with his dad. Every single year on his birthday they go to the same diner they have been going to since he was 4. Same table. Same orders. Hours of talking. Through all the changes, the divorce, the moving, the new people, that diner has been the one constant. It belongs to them. This year his birthday fell on a weekend at his mom's house. He and his dad had already planned to do the diner trip the following Saturday to make the timing work. On his actual birthday Greg woke him up with a surprise. He had booked a birthday dinner at a fancy restaurant. His mom, Greg, and Greg's 2 children from his previous relationship, kids he barely knows, he tried to be polite about it. He told his mom quietly that he would have preferred something smaller and that he was already looking forward to his thing with dad next weekend. His mom told him Greg had put a lot of effort in and he should be grateful, so he went. 3 hours at a restaurant with people he barely knows while Greg made toasts and took photos. Greg's kids called his mom by her first name. The whole evening felt like someone else's family celebration that he had been invited to attend. When he got home he told his mom honestly that he wished she had asked him first. That birthdays were personal, his mom told Greg. Greg was hurt. Now his mom is saying he was ungrateful and that Greg was only trying to make him feel included. He is 16 years old and asking Reddit, was he wrong for wishing they had just asked him first? Top comments, Reddit was gentle with this one but clear. The top comment said, "You are not ungrateful. You are a teenager who had a very specific emotional need on a very specific day and nobody asked what that need was before filling the day with their own plan." Many people pointed out that Greg's intentions were kind but intentions do not automatically make an outcome good. Asking what someone wants before planning their birthday is not a high bar, someone said. The tradition with your dad is sacred precisely because everything else changed. You were not rejecting Greg. You were protecting something that has kept you grounded through a lot of upheaval. That is not ingratitude. That is self-awareness. Several comments were directed at the mom, that telling Greg what her son had said privately was a choice that made a difficult situation worse and put a 16-year-old in an unfair position. The most upvoted comment said, "You handled this with more emotional intelligence than most adults would. You went. You were polite. You only expressed your true feelings privately and honestly afterward. That is not something to be ashamed of." Verdict, not the asshole. Reddit said a simple conversation beforehand would have prevented all of it and the adults in this situation owed him that much. And our last story today is about 6 years of friendship, 1 promotion. And what was being said behind closed doors. Story 3, the promotion, setup. She and Sarah have worked together for 6 years. They started the same year, went through training together, and built the kind of friendship that extends well beyond the office. They have supported each other through difficult projects, difficult managers, and difficult personal moments. Real friendship. The kind that takes years to build. 6 months ago their manager announced he was leaving and that his position would be filled internally. Both of them applied. They talked about it openly and made a genuine agreement. Whoever got it they would be happy for the other and it would not change what they had built. She got the position. Sarah congratulated her on the day of the announcement. It seemed genuine. They went for lunch and talked through it and she felt relieved that they had handled it with the grace they had promised each other. That was 6 months ago. Since then Sarah has been different. Small things at first. Emails she used to be copied on stopped coming. Messages took longer to get responses. In meetings Sarah consistently chose the seat furthest from hers. Then last month a colleague told her what Sarah had been saying to people in the team. That she had only gotten the promotion because she was better at office politics than actual work. That she had been deliberately strategic about the relationships she built with senior management specifically to get ahead rather than because of genuine merit. She confronted Sarah privately. Sarah denied it first. When she told her specifically what had been said and by whom Sarah admitted it. And said she stood by it. That she genuinely believed the promotion had come through networking rather than ability. 6 years. 6 years of believing they genuinely wanted good things for each other. She told Sarah that what she had done was a betrayal and that she needed some distance. Sarah told her she was being oversensitive. That she was just being honest about her observations. She is asking Reddit, is she the asshole for pulling back from the friendship? Top comments, Reddit was clear and direct. The top comment said, she did not just think this privately. She said it out loud to your colleagues. She shaped how people in your workplace see you, your competence, and your integrity. That is not honesty. That is sabotage. Many people pointed out the specific timing, 6 months of watching Sarah create distance and then finding out what was being said during those 6 months. The behavior and the words lined up perfectly. This was not a moment of frustration. It was a sustained narrative. Someone said, she congratulated you to your face and then undermined you behind your back for 6 months. You did not lose a friend. You found out who your friend actually was. Those are very different things. Several people noted that being passed over for a promotion is genuinely painful, and Sarah's feelings of disappointment were understandable. But there is a significant gap between feeling hurt privately and telling colleagues your friend only succeeded through manipulation. The most upvoted comment said, "She told you, she stood by it. She is not sorry. She believes it. You are not pulling back from a friendship. You are responding appropriately to someone who has shown you exactly who they are. Believe her." Verdict, not the asshole. Reddit said pulling back was not an overreaction, it was the only reasonable response to someone who had actively worked to damage her reputation while pretending to be her friend. 3 stories. A maid of honor who asked for a different seat and started a war. A 16-year-old who sat through someone else's version of his birthday and was called ungrateful for having feelings about it. And a woman who found out that 6 years of friendship had not survived one promotion. Which one hit you hardest? Which verdict do you disagree with? Drop everything in the comments. Subscribe for new stories every week on Confession Loop. See you in the next one.